Because right now we're at 0 clients, right? Like we're really just starting this.
Monthly, like doing 20 to 30. At minimum, like 5K a month per engagement.
There's no way if you just do kind of like, I don't know, I'll give you the 6 things that I would do.
Yeah.
You do it every day, this will work. I'm not talking to engineer David, I'm talking to sales guy David. All right, guys, you could be posting every day, building the systems. I mean, working your tail off and still have 0 clients. Do that for 6 months and you built a lot of stuff, but certainly not a business. You see, David might have been on this path if we hadn't had this call. So tune in as we show you exactly what I would do to fix it.
So I went to Moody. So I went to business school. So I went to Loyola, went for business. I transferred to Moody, and then I got a degree in Bible and communications. So my dad passed away in 2011. And after he passed away, I was like, I just need to take a break. So I was gonna do like 6 months to a year off. I went to Korea, originally just gonna go to Korea for 3 months and then go do something else after that. But then I was there and then I got plugged into the church. And then I started doing media for the church because I was doing like photography, video, communication kind of stuff. Somebody at church was in the executive coaching space, and they were looking for somebody to help them with online content, creating like online learning and technology. Yeah. And so I came in and helped them to create their e-learning content, their videos. Yeah. And then they were like, okay, we've got this now, so we're gonna show these. And I was like, well, don't you get bored of watching yourself in these certification programs and it's the same content? So then I was like, why don't we create online learning? So then we created online learning. So I actually built the whole e-learning system. So next challenges were like, how do we do systems and automations? So I got into CRMs and then doing system automations. And then I just was very good at learning and developing systems and technology. So then I went from that to, okay, we're gonna do application development and then product development and then operations. And so I kind of just worked my way up through the food chain. And the idea is really, the large organizations will have their own AI person to lead that charge. But the smaller businesses, small, medium businesses, bringing in somebody to do that full time is going to be expensive. And I found that my perspective on how to bring in AI is a little bit different from traditional technology people, in that I spent the last 12 years, 13 years in the executive coaching space. So I think about leadership and how do you bring in effectively organizational change? How do you communicate with your teams? How do you develop and how do you create alignment within the organization? And then how do we use this tool, which is AI, to grow the business?
Oh, so often we're too smart for our own good. So I sat down with David. David's an operator. He knows AI automation as good as anyone. He spent years around the leadership and executive coaching. And that's exactly why I knew what could get him into trouble. You see, smart operators, they love building the machine before they have customers to put through it. David didn't need another system. He didn't need another thing. He needed conversations, relationships, and ultimately, he needed paying clients. So I walked him through the exact growth system I've used if I was starting at 0. Okay, here's what we're gonna try to do then is, because right now we're at 0 clients, right? Like we're really just starting this, correct?
Yes.
On this specific program that you're developing out, right? Okay, I love it. Starting at 0. And just so I'm not crazy, in your dream world in 6 months, what revenue are we doing that would allow you like, hey, this is good. I'm making a good living, serving my family, loving on the church. Like, where do we want to be in terms of profitability?
Yeah, so I'm hoping to be around monthly, like doing 20 to 30, right? And not right away, obviously, but within like the next 6 months, because I'm looking to do at minimum like 5K a month per engagement.
Love it. Okay. So we're going to build a strategy real quick. that is what I would do. I mean, working with so many coaches, consultants across the board, like there is a formula for this. And I don't think people, just like anything else, like there is a formula that gives you a much higher chance of success. So like, as of right now, though, before I jump into that, what is your game plan right now? Like, is there any like factual, like, here's what I'm doing?
Yeah, so right now what I've been doing is I've been reaching out to my network of coaches and talking to them about what I'm doing now, which has been going from working in that executive coaching space and helping other coaches to develop their marketing and systems, to doing this whole AI implementation and strategy, and bringing in the leadership stuff and how do you talk to leadership about.
All right, pay attention here. I asked David, how many people did you actually talk this over with in the last 3 weeks? If you feel like you're doing a ton of sales activity, this question just might expose a gap in your business. How many coaches have you talked to?
So I've talked to 6 over the last probably 3 weeks.
Okay. And
so I've done double that in terms of outreach.
Yeah. And now, how many hours do we have per week to dedicate to growing this and hitting 20 grand in 6 months?
I would probably say like 15 to 20 hours.
Can I ask why only 15 to 20 hours?
Because I am still doing other client work.
Here's the deal. I will tell you that, like, with your background, with your experience, I love the communication stuff, even the Bible stuff. Like, that plays in, I think, to the ability to like serve at a different level in a different way that like is kind of unique to the marketplace. And so I really believe, David, just from what I know about you on this call and in the past, there's no way if you just do kind of like, I don't know, I'll give you the 6 things that I would do.
Yeah.
If you do it every day, this will work. But there's a couple of beliefs that I think we'd have to break through. One is the pricing model a little bit. All right, listen closely to what I'm about to tell David. I'm telling you, so many of us, we struggle with this. If nobody is holding you accountable to how you spend your sales hours, there's a good chance you're letting yourself get away with work you'd never accept from an employee. So here's what I would do, all right? Number 1 is that the mindset of like, you're going into employee mode, not entrepreneur mode. Like, you are the employee in this organization. You're the only employee, right? And so at the end of the day, I like to think of myself, when I'm at certain aspects of my day, let's say, oh, the next 3 hours, I got to work on sales. Well, I like to think of myself as in those 3 hours, if I hired another sales guy and they worked the same way I worked in those 3 hours, would I hire them, fire them, or promote them? You know, and like, and a lot of times, if I'm honest with myself, I would fire them. Right? Like if they took notes how I took notes, if they put follow-up tasks like I put follow-up tasks, if they outreached how many in 2 hours that I outreached in 2 hours, like, would I be happy with those results? All right, if you say you have 20 hours a week to grow this business, maybe it's 40, 30, 50. If you do all this, put it all on your calendar. Like, put these 20 blocks, not mentally, like actually block them, because whatever isn't protected will eventually, it'll get consumed by something else that feels more urgent. And too often the idea is no. So I really want to get into like this, like, and you're a great operator. So like, we're going to make this happen. Okay. So the first thing is this hours. Okay. So right now I would encourage you, step 1 is to block out your calendar for those hours. Like, just straight up block it out. We are not going to, this is my focus. Like, this is my job. And if I don't do my job, I get fired from my job because I'm not I'm committing to this 20 hours a week. So that's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is we're going to treat this block of 20 hours is that really you only have 2 roles in life for this. Now, a lot of times operational folks, we will spend a lot of time planning and dreaming and creating the right business model. And what's it going to look like? Like, you only have 2 jobs. Bring on new clients, and then to serve the clients you bring on. Like, that is it. All right, when you're starting a service business, simplify your job. All right, you got to get clients first, and then you serve those clients. That's it. A lot of the other stuff feels productive, but until these 2 things actually happen, get a client, serve a client, be careful of what you're spending your time building. So the first strategy that I would definitely execute on is the brand. Like, how are you getting out of there? So in terms of getting out there today, what all are you doing? Facebook, LinkedIn, messaging, YouTube, like, what all are you doing?
Yes. So LinkedIn is once a week, one newsletter, one video. Instagram is I'm trying to do 3 times a day, one short, and then along with that, like an image and like an inspirational post kind of thing.
So a short, a post, and then 3 times a day?
For Instagram, yes.
Love it.
I'm trying. Right. I'm trying to. It's a little tough, but I'm trying to do that.
What else?
And then I've got newsletters, articles that I'm publishing, 2 long format articles.
Is that on your website?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there's a LinkedIn newsletter, which is a shorter.
All right, once a week?
Yes.
All right, what else?
And then, so connecting with my network, and then I'm talking with coaching like certification provider in South Africa to do a presentation to his network in, I think we're talking September, October. Facebook, I haven't been doing as much. I'm trying not to spread myself too far, too thin.
All right, what happens when I ask David what he's doing to grow his brand? He starts naming the platforms, right? We have a lot of platforms. A lot of business owners do this. But being on LinkedIn or on Instagram isn't a strategy. What do you actually do in there? That's what matters. What are you doing? Like, this is a lot of just like posting. Are you doing any type of engagement? Like, are you commenting on any post, like on LinkedIn? Is there like a hard number there?
No, not a hard number. I've just been kind of going through as many as I can within a block of like 60 minutes to like 90 minutes.
Okay, cool. How long are you taking on Instagram? Like, mentally, I understand it's hard. Like, how long do you actually, because right now we just booked 20 hours. So I got 4 hours every single day to do this stuff.
Producing the content, it's probably about an hour to 90 minutes.
That's what I thought. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, here's what I would do, okay? The rule here is that you don't have to be very smart, but you have to be very consistent. And most of these platforms reward consistency. Why? Because the platform doesn't want to show your stuff and get people addicted to your stuff if there's no supply of your stuff. Does that make sense? Right? Like a drug dealer could have the best drug in the world. They're not going to serve that drug if they only have one of it. Because like, what's the purpose? Like, there's not, like, they want to give the supply, right? And so so the key here is we got to be very consistent. So I would say, where do you believe that you would have the most luck at gaining these first sets of clients? Because I heard you a while ago, you said kind of the ideal is 4 clients at $5K each. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What platform do you believe is the best avenue?
Actually, LinkedIn. Okay. I've already had 2 conversations around AI and like strategy. Yeah.
What's the next best platform?
I guess it's Instagram, but my Instagram, it's been very slow in growth. So
the newsletter, how much traction is that getting you? Like, if you logged in and see analytics, how many people are actually reading that newsletter on a weekly, monthly basis?
On LinkedIn?
Wherever you're posting that.
Yeah, so my LinkedIn newsletter, it gets about, I think it's about 400 to 500 impressions weekly.
It's not bad. And that's on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
So here's the first thing I would do is I would actually put in my calendar, I make it recurring. All right. You got to get the recurring deal. And I want you to tighten this. Okay. So your goal is to be efficient. The next thing that we're going to do is I want you to actually increase this content. I want you to start on Facebook. Okay. Because you can do this, David. I would encourage you to plan for 45 minutes, no, 30 minutes. And I want you posting 6 posts on Facebook. I want you to plan them out. So you're going to go in 30 minutes in the morning, early. You got 5 minutes to grade each one, okay? I want 80% of those to be you, family, life, mission, living in Korea. Like, people work with you, not the product. There's millions of AI folks out there, but there's only one David with like this story, this faith background, a family background, a mission background, a church background. And like, there is a category of folks that want to work with that type of person. Does that make sense? And so I want to encourage you to post that, right? And then, one maybe post a week is going to be more about the business. It could be about the article that you just wrote. It could be about anything, but I just want you to post, okay? Yeah. Then I want you to take your best post there, and I want you to use that for your LinkedIn every single day. So this next step that you're missing out on okay, is really two steps. So the third thing that I would do here is adding connections. So how many are you adding on LinkedIn every day and on Facebook?
So on Facebook, I'm not adding.
Okay.
On LinkedIn, I've been trying to do about 20 a day.
I love it. Yeah. Pay attention here, because I tell David not to DM the new people he connects with. Don't do this. Oh, it drives me nuts. Probably sounds backwards. If your first instinct is with every new connection is to immediately pitch them, you may be making sales harder than it needs to be. So on Facebook, let's do the same type of methodology. Let's just do 5 a day. And that's going to take you 15 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Every day, we're going to do this. Now, don't DM them. Don't cold outreach. Don't do anything. Don't do it. I promise you, David. Don't, okay? Because we're going to go to step 4. You don't have to pitch someone the second you meet them. Add value first. Comment on the work. Pay attention to what they're building. Become familiar. A relationship that already has trust is completely different sales conversation than a cold DM. All right? So the next one that we're going to do is we're going to do engage. It's kind of this step that I do. And I would actually, in your case, do this for an hour. I would go to LinkedIn and I would spend 30 minutes and I would comment and engage just on as many profiles as you can. Dude, that's a great idea. That's awesome. Oh, wow. Add value to the post. Like, as more value you can add, the better. In fact, because David, you're an AI guy, you can even build a prompt system in here where you could actually take the post, put it into AI, and AI will give you a really good response to each one of those if you wanted to. I don't care how you do it. I just want you to like respond and engage, because here's what happens. Well, David, when you see someone comment on your post and you don't really know them well, what do?
Yeah, you look at them. You look at their profile.
You go check out their profile, right? So make sure that you've done kind of your pre-work there, and your profile, the header is very clear. I'm a fractional AI consultant. I work with agencies and other small businesses to give them a $300,000 AI fractional officer for a fraction of the price, whatever your deal is, right? Make sense?
Right.
All right, the most important system I give them. All right, it's ridiculously simple. Don't overthink this, right? If you've ever said, I need more leads, while hundreds of people you already know have completely fallen through the cracks, you need to pay attention here. All right, the next step is number 5, okay? This is where the hot list strategy comes in, my hot list strategy, all right? So in the hot list strategy, here's what we're gonna do. I believe sales has shifted over the last years. Used to, I would have called this the sales hot list. It is not a sales list. It is a relational hot list. Because here's the deal, David. If you can just love on 1,000 agencies, but consistently, okay, just bear with me, there's no way in the world that 5 of them don't end up working with you. So here's what it is. You're going to go into Google Sheet. Column 1 is just going to be name. Okay. Column 2 is going to be date added. Column 3 is going to be stage. All right. Which is like, let's, new connection, like opportunity, interested in an opportunity, and then close loss, close one, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just those 3 categories, really. Okay. Every meaningful business relationship should have a next activity. It should have a next step. Maybe you follow up tomorrow, maybe 3 months. Maybe they choose a competitor. It doesn't matter, but we should follow up 7 months from now, 10 months from now. The point isn't to chase people. It's to stop forgetting good people. All right, stage. The next is, here's the key one, okay? Next activity is that next column. And then the last one is notes, okay? Now, there's a specific way I do this. And the next activity is the critical one, because everyone talks to people. David, you've probably talked to 10,000 people in the last 4 years. I don't know, you know what I mean? But how many of those have you kept in even a 2-month, 3-month, 4-month sequence? None of them. Very few of them, right? And so what we're going to do, okay, is that every single person you talk to, I'm on the list. JC is going to be on that list. All right, cool. I'm going to be intentional about following up with JC. So it may be 2 months from now, David. It may be 3 months from now. It may be 1 month. If you're consistent with 100 people, there's a chunk of them that will just naturally work with you, okay? But it's a relationship. So when you talk to them, the intention is, okay, my next sales call is Wednesday. No, your next conversation is Wednesday. Maybe that is just a check-in. In that last column with notes, the way I format it, just because I'm stupid, I like to keep it simple. All right, is I inside one cell under notes, I put 7/8, or today is 8/14 dash, and then I take notes like really quick. And then the next day I enter in that cell, go to the left side, and then it's 9/14 into the notes. So I can look just in that cell and just click into it, and it kind of pops out, and I can see every bit of the notes super quick, right? But I have one view. Now here's the next thing. On that next activity, I want you to do a conditional formatting. You're good at this stuff. I want a conditional format. Red is if date equals before today, meaning I'm late, I didn't do it. Green is today, and then no color if it's in the future. So now what do you do in this next hour? Okay, so you got your hot list every single day, David. Actually, in the beginning, because you have time, I want you to add 10 people to that hot list. Okay, those 10 people, ideally, they're as hot as possible. I mean, they all filled out a form on your website, and they're so hungry, it's not even funny for your stuff. But I don't care if they're weak, because guess what? A person on your hot list with a 0.5% chance of closing is better than a person on your hot list with 0% chance of closing. Eventually, how this looks is that even, David, I have a hot list. As busy as I am, I have a hot list. My hot list is only 100, and I'll add 5 every week, and I'll delete 5 because I kind of want to keep it at 100, right? And so there's seasons where you'll start taking off and adding on. It's probably going to be around 200 or 300 people. Okay, because at 200 or 300 people, if you're reaching out to them on maybe on average a monthly basis, because some is quarterly, some is every 6 months, some is weekly, like you're really talking to like 10 to 15 people a day, which is fine. I'm not looking at like 1 hour calls. It could be a text, it could be a follow-up. But the point is that you're going to eventually have 500 people, David, that when they think AI consultant, they think of David. So when they see a post, when they see a tag, when they have a need, they call you. Does that make sense?
All right, listen to what I tell David here, because it's not the norm. It's not the norm. Entrepreneurs, we love hearing this idea that you just charge more, you're worth way more, raise your ticket, high pricing. But if hear me out, if protecting your dream price is keeping your calendar empty, you might be optimizing for the wrong number.
The next thing I want to talk to you about here in this structure is pricing. All right. This is an interesting topic for me, and I've changed my heart on this in many seasons. The typical coach will always tell you high ticket, high ticket, high ticket. And I part of me sometimes thinks that they tell you high ticket because it's a good strategy, but part of me also thinks that coaches sell this high ticket strategy because it sells. It sells to you, not to the end client. Like, hey David, I'm going to teach you how to charge millions of dollars. Is a lot easier to sell than David, I'm going to teach you how to tell cheap offers, right? Like, and I'm not saying go that way. I'm just saying so here's the way I would look at this is I would say right now you have time on your hand. And what's better, to have a client that you have an opportunity to increase, have a client that you can get a good feedback and reviews and testimonies out of, or to not have a client at all? I think it's to have a client.
You're sitting around, guys, with 0 clients. Don't let your ego around pricing keep you there. Sometimes the first clients, they don't just pay you in money, they pay you in experience, proof, testimonies, and referrals. Do great work, fill your capacity, then let demand earn you the right to raise your price.
On the same exact scale, I would actually, how much time do you think it's going to take for a typical client? Like in your mind, is it like 5 hours a week? Is it 2 hours a week? Is it like an actual physical labor time from you?
Yeah, so ideally it's probably about 3 hours a week. 4 hours would be max.
Okay, cool. So right now in our posting, right? So if we think about this, right? We have an hour-ish, hour and 15 minutes to post. We then got LinkedIn, so hour and a half. Then we got 2.5 hours engaged. We got about 3.5 hours of stuff here. That's before you get efficient with it. I think it'll end up being like 2.5 hours. So naturally, we got about an hour and a half a day, which is about 7.5 hours a week to it's kind of free. Let's be honest. All right. So what I want to encourage you to do always is, again, to think in buckets. So if I think right now I've got 3 buckets that I assume you're going to take off some of the other workload and add some of this as you continue to grow this side of the business. But I would encourage you that 2,000 is better than 0, 1,000 is better than 0, 3,000, so when you're talking to these clients, I would almost pitch into this idea, David, of I've got a bucket I'm making 0 in right now. or actually two 4-hour buckets that you're making 0 in, or you can say 4 2-hour buckets you're making 0 in. And I would really encourage you to be like, hey, listen, my price is going to be this is what I'm worth. But honestly, you're teaching me and you're helping me and you're going to give me a review. And like, you're paying me in some of that type of stuff that helps me. I love your mission. I love your vision. I love where you're at it. Like, let's make a deal. What could we do?
Right.
And like, let them kind of give you this price that makes sense for you. Right. Because again, you're going to crush it. But let them know like, hey, but I only have so many spots. And I will tell you, like, as soon as I get full of those spots, or in 3 months, whatever strategy you want to do there, like a timeline, whether that's capacity timeline that could be reached in 1 month or might be 6, or an actual timeline, that the price will go up. And it's not going to go up crazy, dude. I'm a Bible major. I'm not going to like take advantage of you, but like, you know, it's going to go up, right? Now, the cool thing, client, is that when it goes up, you have the choice to keep going with me. Well, now, David, you just have to execute. But I really want you to get those clients in, because more clients, I mean, shoot, then you could add maybe some budget around this, some marketing around this. We can go. But if you just do the things I'm telling you, man, if you post every day, now people see you, you got your banner on Facebook and LinkedIn looking good, and then you go engage, man. Like, this is the thing I wish I had a little bit more time to do personally right now, because I know that if I spent an hour a day engaging, there's going to be at least 300 more people every day that come to my profile, and they see my pinned post, they see my banner, they see my they see other stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then Facebook shows them my content more because they've engaged with me. Hello. And so it just like really compounds there, right? This engagement side. And then boom, every day you're adding 10 a day for this first month. So at the end of the month, when you and I have a call, you know, on the 14th of next month, you've got 200 people that you're like talking to every couple of weeks, every 3 weeks, at once a month. Like, you're kind of in this rotation of relation with them. Does that make sense? And you're curating that conversation, right? You're not pushing the conversation, but you're curating. What do you do? Oh, let me tell you what I do. Actually, you know what, dude, I'd love your feedback on this offer. You're an agency, and I know you have it all figured out. You probably don't need what I do, but I'd love to get your opinion on my offer. Maybe you have a friend that might, could we chat for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Right. And so like, be you, don't be salesy, but like, you got to talk about it, right? You got to bring it up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. So like, actually, one of the things I'm trying to do right now is offer like a 2 to 4 hour alignment and kind of like a teaching seminar as like the one-off kind of easy, kind of get to know you. Do you really know what you're doing?
One to many or one to one?
Right now, I'm just planning on doing 1-to-1, just because I haven't done, because it's alignment with like within your organization, and so that's got to just be like one per group.
I love the idea of one-on-one there, David. So what you were talking about there, though, is kind of like after the hot list, you're getting on a call with them. Like in the hot list strategy, you're getting on a call with them, and that's when you're doing the sales call, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you're smart. You got this. Just take it step by step, make sure it's in your calendar, and then just blinders on and focus on your job in that moment. And put on your different hats. But make sure you put on the different hat. I'm not talking to engineer David. I'm talking to sales guy David.